and welcome to the other side of the ball. We had Dub, we've lost Dub, we'll find Dub. But I'm Corey Hammond here with Chris Vera, and
What's up, y'all?
we're basically in week 0 of the A7FL season. I don't know what that really means, but it does seem fitting, Chris.
It does. Yeah, I mean, it seems like this is the point where all of us are wondering, okay, what's going to happen Sunday? Right? We don't know. We don't
We
know
don't.
who's playing where. We don't know what's going on. I mean, you have a good idea because you kind of understand what's happening. What's up, Miz? Glad you could join us. Can't hear you, by the way. I don't know if you're on mute. Doesn't look like it.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
you're good to go.
All right.
So yeah, it's dude, it's gonna be interesting. That's all I can say. I don't know who's playing where. I don't know what's going on with half of the teams or half of the games for that matter. So it's gonna be one of those shots in the dark, I guess. But I see Mr. Tender's on. And you guys gotta, if you want to join the show, you gotta let us know like ahead of time instead of coming in on the backside. Hey, can I join? You know, ask us before the podcast starts, not during. If you want to be on, you can jump on next week without any issues because you're asking now. So you can definitely join the show next week if you want to. I don't have any issues, but yeah, if you guys want to join, give us a heads up. Let us know what's going on. It makes it tough to bring in because we start talking about what we're going to be doing, and then guys jump in and start saying, "Hey, I want to join." Well, give us a heads up, man.
And listen, hit us up in the comments. You can be part of the conversation even when you're not specifically a guest. Just ask Jordan Davidson, also known as Cookies and Milk, and especially a guy like David Tender.
I thought it was cookies and cream
man.
too.
What's up?
I thought you had him as cookies and cream, not cookies and milk.
Yeah, I thought it was cookies and cream.
Nah, it's because he was always milk, and then I just changed it to canned cookies and milk.
Gotcha.
You know,
okay.
it's evolved over time. It's evolved over time.
Got it.
Maybe it's because we were thinking about ice cream.
But yeah, so shout out to David Tender. He's getting exactly. Shout out to David Tender. He's getting ready for a big week 1 matchup.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
And we will absolutely get to that on the show. And I'd love to hear what his takes or questions are in the comments. But we are upon the season, gentlemen, and we've spent a lot of time on this show kind of finding things that will be interesting to talk about, right? There's no shortage for sure. We featured the top 50 players. We did the top 7 at each position. We talked about off-season moves. And to quote an episode of Seinfeld, yada, yada, yada. But as Chris and I were talking pre-show, we're finally past the filibustering, gas baggery that is the A7FL offseason. And we really can sink our teeth in to the matchups at hand and what this 2026 season is going to look like early, middle of the season, and then maybe we can go as far as hypothetical preseason predictions. But that will bring us really, if we go ahead.
I was going to say that portion is going to be a little bit more difficult.
If we get there, but I think
we'll get there.
I think the best place to start is we just go over the matchups for week 1, set the table, let the fans, let the players, maybe some coaches, I don't know, maybe trying to get an inside track, but let them know what's about to happen, what we think should happen, and what we expect as far as maybe surprises, maybe maybe new faces. But I think
new faces in old places.
In perfect A7FL fashion, we start this season off, gentlemen, with maybe, and I think it's inarguable at this point, maybe the best rivalry in the history of our league, the 4-time A7FL champion Patterson U versus the 3-time champion A7FL champion Brothers in Christ from Trenton.
hold on.
And
Hold on.
Go for it.
We've got somebody, and I was looking for, because I know Dub likes to say, "Hold on, we'll be right back." I cannot find that banner right now, so I am going to do it in a different manner, by inviting in
Oh, I see it.
one Keith. Oh, you got it. Okay, put it up.
Welcome. Be right back. Yeah. Put it
Yeah.
up now.
Yeah, put it up now. We'll be right back. We'll come back after just a few seconds here. All right, folks. So I wanted to do that because we have a guest. And RTU, I'm kind of
RTU.
I'm kind of glad that you put up, because I don't know if everybody knows your government name there, but so kind of glad you put up the RTU in there. I wanted to bring you on because if we're going to talk about games, I wanted to make sure that you were a part of this conversations. And Corey, I know that you were starting to talk about the games, and that's why I wanted to not miss the fact of having RTU in that conversation.
I agree. It was well done, Chris.
You know he's going to have his takes on what's going on, so I wanted to make sure he got them.
Well, and of the games, the two East Coast games, there is quite a bit of Baltimore action going to be happening on those New Jersey teams. So having our Baltimore insider, the Mr. Baltimore, as far as the media goes, Keith, welcome to the other side of the ball.
Hey,
How are you, my man?
I'm great, man. Thanks. I appreciate you having me. Chris, Mizzle, Corey, man, I appreciate y'all inviting me on, man. It's a pleasure to always come on the show.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be here, bro. That's all, I'm just happy to be here. That's all. I'm good, man. Just getting ready for the season, Hopefully we get some exciting games Sunday.
I mean, we're all hoping for that.
That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, we got some great matchups, and I think that some questionables. When I say that, I don't mean, well, are they going to be questionable matchups? What I'm saying is we've got some teams we really don't know what to expect of yet. We've got some teams that out here, namely the Stealth and the Gold. I'm not 100% sure what to expect of those guys yet. We know that we're going to have what I would call a heavyweight fight between the Insomniacs and Sick With It. That's always a heavyweight match, grudge match at that. But still, it's still one of the better games that we usually see. And in this case, I'm curious on who is going to be playing quarterback for Sick With It. So that's a big question mark.
Yeah, and when we get to, I think
so I don't know.
Oh, go ahead. No, go
ahead, Corey.
Well, what I was going to say is this. I think Keith coming on, before we get right into the games, I think Keith, for our other side of the ball listeners that haven't necessarily gotten a chance to, catch RTU when he goes on Facebook and Instagram Live, or catching Matt Ryan Yells. Matt Ryan is yelling inside or sounds of the game, excuse me, which is found wherever podcasts are sold. But Keith, let the rest of the A7FL world know where you're at. And although we don't have a Baltimore division, that doesn't mean we don't have DMV representation. Tell us a little bit about your off-season journey and what you have planned for 2026.
Well, first, y'all can catch me on Facebook, RTU. Just type in RTU in the search bar or type The Real Talk You. And my Facebook, everything gonna pop up. It's gonna say 3 letters RTU with the mic, with a golden mic with red letters. So that's where you can catch me. On Instagram, same thing, the RTU. The Real RTU on Instagram, same thing. My off season for me, it was a bit. Honestly, it was a bit rocky at first, how we lost, being on the Baltimore team, the Watchmen, how we lost last year in the playoffs, you know what I mean? Getting a big lead on Animals and then they coming back and beating us. And then just kind of how the team just kind of split apart and just, watching everybody get picked up on free agency, after the season was over and just kind of seeing how day one, day two, day three guys went, and I was just kind of, I'm gonna be honest with you, it really pissed me off for real because I kind of felt disrespected. So, I was just like, I might just had to be doing RTU full time. But, the heathens had came calling and was just like, hey, we interested. We wanted to holler at you, and the QC Crush had came. Somebody had hit my inbox from the QC Crush, but I'm from Baltimore. I'm not going all the way out in Ohio, especially how how
Well,
Baltimore and Ohio
technically, you'd
ended.
only have to go to Lexington, Kentucky, but
Eh, Yeah, but at the time, it was the crush, at the time. So, it was just like between them, and I was just like, all right, well, I'm gonna see what's going on with the heathens. And ever since I've been with the heathens family, man, they've greeted me with open arms, you know what I mean? And it's been up ever since, man. I've been going to practice, like it's been great. Like it's like they're a young, hungry team, and like guys want to learn, they want to get better at the game. So, and I can deal with that. Guys, a whole bunch of guys that's coachable, and not dealing with a whole bunch of egos and guys that are not superstars and feel
Egos.
like
Wait. You say that there's egos in the
no,
A7?
not having to deal with a bunch of egos.
No,
that's
no,
what
no.
he's
I'm just
saying.
saying
He's like, what egos?
yeah, what
Okay,
what
so
egos? What are you
last year
talking
on the
about? There's some
Watchmen
egos in A7.
No, oh. So last year on the Watchmen, the Watchmen was a put together team of like kind of like three teams. So when all the guys get on one team, y'all kind of know how that guys feel like, oh, I should be, out there, and it was kind of like the same thing last year with the Watchmen. Just like a bunch of egos, and it was just like it kind of self destructed. So just kind of going. Oh, excuse me, kind of going over to the heathens and seeing role players actually understand, hey, I'm a role player, this is my role here, and I'm gonna be a great role player, and you got the guys knowing like, hey, I'm the guy, but I'm gonna do my thing, and everybody know that role. On the Watchmen, that wasn't really the case, so
Mhm.
kind of seeing the difference in how the organization is ran, that's what kind of, kept me here, because I could have definitely been like, oh, you know what, I ain't feeling this, I'm gonna just do RTU full time, but you know they, like I said, they invited me with open arms, and they treat me well. That's all I can really say, man. So I'm kind of happy with where I went at, and some of the guys I brought with me is gonna definitely make an impact on the Heathens as well.
Yeah, the Heathens are definitely an interesting team, but I think just to kind of put a cap on it for the Watchmen, to be clear, I was wrong because I thought I was a little bit early, so I still am wrong. I will take accountability. More people in leadership should learn that. They get paid more than me, so they should probably do it more quickly. Straight to Hormuz and all that. But anyway, uh, the Watchmen experiment is not unique in the A7FL story, right? There's been teams from Pennsylvania that have combined to try to win. Just a reminder, March 15th, opening day, season 12, A7FL. So the Watchmen experiment is not unique. There have been the combined teams thing. It's happened all the way back to the Bombers when this was called the Town Beef League, and they merged with a team called SWG, and that team won a championship. You could even go back as far as the Immortals in PA. That team won a championship. And then
You say SWG?
it's the South Ward Gators. This
This
is
was way
pre
before y'all
yeah,
time.
this is pre A7. So yeah.
I wouldn't RTU. I wouldn't say before my time. I would just say before we joined A7.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like
and
y'all, same
and
in
shout
my
outs to
mind,
David
same
Tender.
difference.
Shout out to David Tender. Yeah, we already, that's what I'm saying. We already booked the guests, so we couldn't double book. So the reason
Oh.
I'm bringing that up is because when the Watchmen combined, it was what the rare breed was. Oh, and then RTU is gone.
No,
It
he's
was
right here.
no, there he's back.
He's right.
It was what the rare breed was, and the Gators were, and they combined to try to make this super team. Right. Similar
Mhm.
things have happened even in Vegas, which we don't have to relitigate the super team thing, but there was a combining.
Hmm.
My fear when there is a combination of teams is that because when everybody's winning, everybody's happy, but when you start to not get over the mountaintop, the guys that felt that they were the answer to the question of what did we do wrong? Oh, well, I should have played more. Those guys start to become more vocal and more vocal. And then there becomes infighting on the sideline, which is probably the worst thing that you can have happen when you're trying to win a game in the A7FL.
Mm-hmm.
So as
That
close as
wouldn't
the
happen
watch,
to be anybody that we have talked to over the last couple of weeks, would it?
I mean, I've kind of put in the recesses of my mind some of the conversations that we've had recently.
Well, you did
Because
say it was my best show, so
no, that I remember, but the guest and all of his whinging, which is what I think they call it in Bluey, in Australia and New Zealand, it's called whinging when you do that.
wait, hold on, hold the phone for just 1 second.
Sure, I've been talking too much already.
Mr. Carswell, are you telling us something that we did not know?
Hey, listen, man. Hey, Carswell, while you on here, you got big shoes to fill. You got big shoes to fill, and I can't wait to see how you respond because by Danye Lawrence going to that team, that was one of the few. Just talking from my experience.
Hey! I'll tell you what, though, man. RT, you gotta understand something here.
Yeah, William Carswell's a monster.
This man can fill some shoes, and we
Oh,
thought that he was gone from the division, and was going back east for some stuff. So when I see him say we coming, and he's got the wolf pack, I am thinking he is back where he's back home. And
no.
Case,
that look like that Insomniac's head because Insomniac's got 3 wolves up here. So when you say back home, what you mean by that?
The wolf is representative like a werewolf and like dark creatures. Heathens are the opposite of Christ figures, like brothers in Christ. So I think what Williams Carswell is saying is that he will be playing with the heathens, with those
Stop
wolves.
it. What are you
No.
talking about, Corey?
No.
What? Corey?
Nonsense.
the
Obvious nonsense.
The Insomniacs have been using the wolves for the past probably like 3 seasons
since I've been watching. That's what I've been seeing.
That's
that's what I'm
Insomniacs.
saying.
And he's going to be. I really thought that he was gone, and I noticed he hasn't said anything else. But man, I'm looking forward to seeing you, brother, because he was also on my tackle team. So really damn good player. So.
I want to say, I'm gonna be honest with you. You say he can fill shoes.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate because the last time I seen him outside, you feel me? It ain't look too good for old boy. And the only real shutdown.
He had a big touchdown at the end of the half in the first half, and he hawked down Sterry Codrington on defense.
Correct.
I've never seen anybody do that other than William Carswell, to be fair.
But
so
there's more.
And Danye Lyons, I think, is a 9 in shoes. William Carswell is at least a 12. Now, I don't check shoe sizes, but I'm just gauging by just average. So he might spill
He's
out
also
of the
about
shoes.
Hey, listen,
6'2", 6'3".
Danye Lyons is the only shutdown corner I've seen come outside from over there. You feel me? I haven't seen too many guys really lock up too many. You feel me? When I first seen him lock Worthy up, you feel me? I ain't never see that before. You feel me? When I see him guarded Case on, he held Case on. You feel me? But when I seen Will jump out there and he ain't look too well. So you feel me? I know Will Carswell can do it, and I got faith in him because last year he gained my respect and being one of my favorite players. I just want to see how he can hold it. He's DB1 now. So I just want to see how he responds.
Or
Well,
Prime.
I think Prime would be what I would consider DB1.
So
and Carswell's going to be if he's DB1, he'll be DB1A.
Put up Sterry's comment, somebody. I can't do it. Show on stage.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I try. Yo, hey, QB1, the guy who starts over me. I don't know. Yeah, bro, he barely caught you, and like I said, no, I've never seen anybody else do that. So I'm just giving the guy props for factual information. Sterry, you're my guy.
Sterry, we're trying to play or give you your props on how you can run the ball, brother. So
he's fine. He's allowed to criticize me more than anybody else, I think.
Well, I'm just saying, giving him his props because you don't see him get run down too often.
You don't.
Good angle or bad angle. Usually he can outrun.
Yeah, he gets out of there. Once he takes off, there's no catching.
Yeah, listen, nobody catches Sterry Codrington on a 100-yard field. William Carswell caught him somehow on a 75-yard field.
So I mean,
no
we're just giving
disrespect
him
to
his
anybody
props, brother,
involved.
because not too many people can do that to you.
Mhm.
All right, so yeah, so anyway, good comment. It completely derailed us. I wasted the whole entire show talking to Keith about the Watchmen. So long story short, was the Watchmen experiment a success or a failure?
To be continued.
Ooh.
Is Baltimore dead?
No,
So it's just it's like, you know,
it's
is
on
it
pause right
like a
now.
zombie from Walking Dead or The Last of Us or
It's on.
that movie where the guy like is in love and then he like finds a way to talk and shit?
It's on pause right now. That's what I can say. The Watchmen
So,
not dead. Don't think because they took off this season for real. It's not over yet. Baltimore, we ain't, and I'm telling you, you feel me? Like we ain't going nowhere. You feel me? We might have take a little year off. You feel me? Go and do our own thing, experiment here in other places and all that. But we ain't over. It ain't over yet.
so
So
this is kind of the long game. What's up, Will?
Best
How do
referee
you
in the
pronounce
business.
Jesus? How do you pronounce Jesus?
That's
Anyway,
supposed to be Black Jesus.
I know. It's a dumb joke.
Baby black
Most of my dumb
Jesus.
jokes are dumb.
I'm
Just
dead.
ignore them if they're
I'm
stupid.
dead.
So
I
listen,
got you, Corey.
listen. I love that there's a potential future. It sounds like you guys are playing the long game. You guys are all espionage extraordinaires. You're gonna get all the scouting reports on all these teams, all the plays, all the inside information, and you're gonna go back to Watchmen and beat everybody. That'll be interesting. I'd love to see it. But
Well,
let's focus on this year
what,
because I'd love to see that in the future. But then, moving on, we could talk about your heathens.
hold on, Corey. Before we
Sure.
go off the whole Watchmen thing.
Yeah, let's
So
keep going.
it sounds like sometimes, I mean, look, teams do this from time to time, right? They take a season off, regroup, and come back. And I wouldn't put it past a Watchman to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So sounds like that's what RT. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying that we're gonna be back.
All right. Well, book it. 3, I think what, 11? Today's the 11th.
Yes,
3
it
11
is.
26. Watchmen will be back. Not dead yet. Love it. Heathens are alive.
Yes, sir.
They do have some former Watchmen. They do have guys that last year on the Heathens when they were on Games of the Week that popped. But I think the question for the Heathens is the quarterback because you have answers there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct me where I'm wrong, Keith. You guys have obviously Captain America, but you also have Ace Boogie as the other guy hypothetically because we saw when Captain America wasn't there, they just weren't a viable team. No
Mm-hmm.
disrespect to anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But there's question marks with the both quarterbacks availability. Is the plan for John Gauze, or otherwise known as Ace Boogie, to be the answer when Captain America's not there? Or is Captain America the guy, and just in case Ace is there as a backup and somebody to teach a guy who could learn, but definitely has the skills to perform?
Well, Captain America's our guy. That's what we're going with. That's who's going to be our QB1. That's what we believe in. When I came over to the Heathens, I understood really quickly that was going to be a problem. Like once he's not there, it's a drop off. You know what I mean? So by the Washington being scattered all over the place, hey man, come on, hey Ace, or it was either going to be Ace or Ace. To be honest with you, he's gonna be the relief guy. If something happened to Captain America, hopefully it doesn't. He's gonna be the guy to step in. But Ace is an athlete. Ace can play other positions as well. But nobody really knows that, or nobody really gave him a real chance. But y'all gonna see this season. But we have a plan B just in case. So understand this. Just because Captain America ain't there, it ain't sweet. It's not gonna be sweet. All that when y'all see that boy out there Butler last year, we already knew like, oh yeah, we know what time it is with these boys. You feel me?
Yeah.
Now we got a capable backup, and I could argue we got the best backup in the league. You know, I feel like we are. And if push come to shove, we also have a plan C.
Oh.
Well, if you're at Plan C, it might be any team at Plan C is struggling for whatever reason, right?
Not at all. Not at all. You can never over prepare because you know how this league
I'm
happens.
not saying I'm no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you could over prepare. I'm saying it when teams get down to Plan C, It's because there's a lot happening that isn't necessarily great. So
Usually when
I
you
mean,
get down to plan C, plan A and plan B got injured.
or
Yeah.
You know how I go in the league. You feel me?
something.
Anything can happen any given Sunday. You feel me?
Hell yeah.
Everybody injuries is
You're right.
definitely on 100.
You're
You
right.
know, so somebody get hurt, it's next man up. You feel me? Everybody
Well,
got 65 dudes in that group chat, the unlimited roster. So best of believe we ready to
yeah.
come out that deep as I don't know what to.
Some people aren't even in the group chat yet.
Yeah, I know. We ready to see
Um,
1,000 people on each sideline.
or in the booth watching and then waiting, hypothetically.
Pretty
But
much.
so listen, because I think with the Heathens, what I've seen is that when Captain America plays, it's an old school style football that almost it almost counters the way teams build now,
Mm-hmm.
because with the way that teams are evolving to be more pass oriented,
Mm-hmm.
having a quarterback that can like add to the power run game, um, and also a guy who's willing to run a realistic version of an option, it does put defenses in a bind and does give a lot of guys who prepare for him, you know, that hypothetical nightmare of, all right, like what do we really do when he's in? Do we try to force him to throw? Because that's what the Hawks did last year, and it didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
I've also seen teams that you know kind of take away the pitch man and force him to run, and then, well, he's really good at running. So it'll be interesting to see what his availability is, because that's been his worst ability so far. But having a guy in John Gauze, the only Baltimore quarterback to ever win a championship in this league, yeah, I mean, it's definitely, he's definitely in the short list of best backups. And I would, if I was being unbiased, which I will be, I'd probably put him ahead of myself even, because of that experience. And we saw what he could do last year when he had full reins against the
Mm-hmm.
Renegades in an
Mm-hmm.
overtime win, a great game. John Gall still has it.
Mm-hmm.
But that brings
Well, I
us,
mean,
because
when you
the
have
Heathens,
situations like what you're talking about, though, Corey, it's your best ability is availability.
yeah,
And
Facts.
so, I mean,
Facts.
when I hear they've got A, B, and C, cool, because I think that you going to play with BIC, I think is a good thing, even though I've never seen personally. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I haven't seen Sterry get injured.
yeah, don't
And
knock on wood somewhere.
yeah, so I mean, I'm just saying that it's always good to have that backup that you can go to, because if
Correct.
you don't have that backup and your main quarterback goes down, especially in our league, you could be in big trouble. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if teams know that you can no longer throw the ball because they're not afraid of your quarterback, well, there's a lot
Well,
that could go on up front that's going to make it very
you know,
hard to run the ball.
case in point, and a great segue, Chris. Look at the U the past 2 years,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which will
Mm-hmm.
segue us nicely into, not talking about the Watchmen, who unfortunately won't play this week or this year, or the Heathens that will play this year but not this week. Brings us to game 1 of week 1 in the 2026 season of the A7FL. Another quarterback that we could talk about that will be in a similar situation to John Gauze for the Patterson U, who
Mm-hmm.
take on the Trenton BIC, 1 o'clock Eastern time. I think that's 11.
well, yeah,
No,
that's not the
10,
first
10
game though.
a.m. 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Pacific.
10 a.m. my time.
Yeah, but that's not the first game.
Dub asked me how to reach Keith at 4 a.m. your time this morning. So he was busy. He was doing something.
He was just getting off work.
Yeah, no, I
Mm-hmm.
know. I was insinuating that he was having
Have they
fun with that.
changed some of it? Because the first game that I show on A7FL is the Renegades versus Silk City.
You might be right.
10 a.m. our time, 1 p.m. your time.
All right, so well,
So BIC is 3 o'clock then. Or
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 1 o'clock our time.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
yep, you are correct. I am wrong. Oh, and the Heathen and Keith, do you guys play the Phantoms?
Yes, we do. We played them week 1.
Oh,
That's why I
Oh,
was
so see,
confused
I
about
was
this.
lying.
So
I was
Definitely
lying.
that's why I
Sorry.
was
play. I
just
was
saying if
confused about that. I
we're
was
gonna
gonna ask
do the
you, like, oh,
rundown,
well, you
let's
do know
run
we
them down
play.
in order.
Yeah, you're right. Listen, I was supposed to be on. To be fair, I was working. I was supposed to be on the A7FL production call. So my bad. Yeah, Sterry's already called. Listen, I'm gonna be there, right? I'm gonna be there at 11 Eastern time, prepping for games, talking. So,
Wow.
but yeah,
He
so
called you out straight out. Off to a great start.
Get him, Sterry.
yeah. Well, tell
Get
him,
him, Sterry.
yeah.
Tell
Well,
him.
listen, he's a leader and he's making sure the team's on point. But I don't
Yeah. Well, he just calling you out saying, "Hey, you better know what time we're playing."
Hey, what do I always tell Dub, Chris, when you mess up in the booth?
Oh Jesus! Go ahead. Go ahead. I won't steal your thunder.
Get your shit together.
Right?
Shout out to Matt Ryan in the chat.
Yeah, my boy Matty Ice, man.
Hey, nobody say CTE. That's
Hey,
not
what's
the
up,
CTE.
Matt?
That's not the CTE. This game is safe. We don't get concussions.
Wow. So, first game: Renegades versus Animals.
Animal.
All right. So the segue was bullshit. I lied. I
That's
don't
all
know what
right.
I'm talking about, but Chris does. So
I got animals.
Keith, Mizzle, hot in the oven right away with the
Hot take.
pick. All right. So Mizzle's picking animals. Miz, how do you see this game, and why do you see the animals?
Well, number one, DT is on a revenge tour right now, and he's healthy, and he got something to prove. But I think their offense can move the ball, and they'll get
And
points.
30 pounds lighter.
Yeah. So I expect DT to come out on fire. So that's why I'm picking the animals to win that one.
And DT, I'm mad at you because that 30 pounds you lost, I think I found.
I think I found some of it too.
I mean, you guys found it. You didn't have to keep it.
Well,
I'm trying to give it back. Trying to give it back.
Well, you don't have to give it back either.
No, I'm
Listen,
trying to. I'm trying to put it back where I found it. How about that?
As somebody who needed to and lost 30 pounds before a season, and then then I busted my ankle like in Vegas, like right before the season started. Yeah, be careful with the weight loss, buddy.
DT, yeah, you did. You passed it.
He passed it. He threw it.
You passed it to me.
Yeah, he's got good accuracy. So if you got the weight, you were the intended target.
Ask Derek. The best thing for you to do for me to catch it, make sure it's outside of my catch radius. Then you know I'm going to catch it.
Well, with 30 pounds, you got to get it a little bit close to the arms. You know what I mean? You don't want to flex any tendons in the elbows. But
I'm 6 foot,
you don't
I
have
got
to
the
laugh
reach of
at
a guy
that
that's
terrible
6'2",
joke.
so I'm good.
Yeah, there you go. So so listen, I think David Tender is going to be obviously an important factor to the Animal season. And the Animals, they're definitely going to be the team in the East, I think, that has the most has the biggest swing of potential. They could be the number one team. They could be the number 3 team in the East. I mean, hypothetically, there are things that could lead to them being a little bit lower. I think realistically, without any kind of major things going on, I wouldn't go as far as that. But this is a game, Miz, that last year I think everyone in the A7FL universe wanted to see, and unfortunately didn't get to due to scheduling. This year we start off week 1. I think, Miz, you're talking about the game in the positive. Maybe I'll talk about in the inverse, because as much as we are excited and are looking forward to David Tender and what the Animals are, I think the major questions going into this game are like, what are the Renegades going to be? And it's interesting because the last time the Renegades were in a situation that was exactly like this, where they were facing a team that was supposed to blow them out. CP3 was the quarterback coming into the season with a lot of people kind of doubting the Renegades' chances.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys remember that 2 years ago. Actually 3 years ago now, but CP3 went down to the wire with a really talented BIC team.
Yes.
And
I think when you count out guys, opening season last year, if you remember.
Yes,
we had some games that went down to the wire, that nobody really thought was going to do that. So
one of them being, again, BIC Renegades. It was the
yes,
Renegades with the
with the lead.
TMU flag guys.
Yes.
That right.
Yeah.
So I mean,
we come into this season with the Renegades with those question marks, but they do have Dondre Haynes.
Mm-hmm.
Say what you want about Corey Price and the specifics of his mechanics or whatever. The guy wins wherever he goes. Really,
This is true.
Can I chime in on this?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I'll just wrap up what I'm saying. But that's what I'll leave it with the group is because we will talk about the animals more. But I think the interesting conversation going into week one about this game is what are our expectations for the Renegades? Kind of in a tough spot, but not bereft of talent.
no.
I wanted to chime in and say, so first, Corey Hammond is not at the helm. Fitz G will be there for the Renegades. I don't know, Corey, you know who Fitz G is. I don't know if they are familiar with Fitz G. So, there's a couple question marks right there. And they have a couple flag guys. One thing I'm going to say, and Ron, we trust. Of course, they had their little team debacle of people just leaving overnight, like the Cleveland Browns going to other teams and stuff like that. And then, so that's pretty much in my mind. How I look at it, like all like the questions and stuff of how can Fitz G rejuvenate this Renegades team, breathe back life. Of course, we all wanted to see the game of last year, but we all know this year's team and last year's team is not the same. So you know what I mean? I think that's going to give it lose a little brownie points. And then you got the animals, right? You got the guys from Baltimore coming up and seeing how they're gonna factor in, seeing how with the loss of Manny Diaz, seeing how Kyle Ward fits into there, how Hefe from the Baltimore Watchmen, how they fit into
Well,
the
and
system.
David, don't forget, DT also had a wide receiver that he said he was bringing over from his flag team to come run with them that he felt very comfortable with. So, I mean, if he's got him coming over too, then you've got to kind of wonder on both sides of the ball, not just with the animals, but also with the Renegades. What are they going to be pulling together? So that's why I said this. The first games are always the most fun and the hardest to call because you don't know what teams are going to be bringing, and it's going to get even more kind of scattered once we get to the West Coast games. But nonetheless, the whole thing with the Renegades and the Animals, it's going to be tough. I mean, look, Miz jumped in, said the Animals. I'm taking the Animals as well because I know more about their team as a whole than I do the Renegades at this point.
Well, and RTU brought up an interesting thing. Now, you guys, Dub, Chris, Mizzle, you guys don't have any idea what a Fitz G is, right? Do you know what a McQueen is?
Not at
I
all.
figured he's a quarterback.
Well, yeah,
That's what I figured.
And that's the thing. Have you guys seen any of the highlights or anything involving him at all? Have you seen the meme when he's got the African garb on? No, probably not, right? So let me initiate.
My first time hearing him.
Right, exactly. So Keith, when was the last time you think Fitz G was a top quarterback based on like relevance?
Well, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since he's played. It's giving Phillip Rivers.
No, it's given like Michael Vick. It's literally given Michael Vick right now joining.
But Michael
Giants.
Vick ain't returned to the NFL.
But that's how long ago Fitz G was relevant, and Fitz G was more like Michael Vick in my opinion than Phillip Rivers.
Understood.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong in the retired for a while and coming back. But just to give these guys an idea of the capabilities that Fitz G had at the peak of his game, that's kind of more a comp that I would give them just in their imagination. Now he is righty, and he is not 4.2 fast, but he is faster than Buck when Buck's running that 5.9. So you do the math. But
so you're saying it's
that's
somewhere
interesting.
Between 4.2 and 5.9. Okay.
All right. So yeah, exactly. So it's right? He's faster than me for sure, even at his advanced stage. So, look, what realistically, Keith, knowing who Fitz-G was and knowing that it's been a while, realistically, what do you think that he can bring to the Renegades this season?
Experience, a veteran presence. You feel me? A guy that once was in his prime knew how to run an offense. He knew what to do. He got the job done back in the day. You know what I mean? But now the game has gotten a lot faster. You know, it's a lot of unfamiliar faces, and he is in unfamiliar territory. So him adjusting to the game, I give it a few weeks. You know what I mean? The interesting part is everybody makes the playoffs. That's what it seems like. So when we
I
see
mean,
them second games, that's what's going
well,
to really be interesting. Because like I feel like
I think it's when you get into the tournament that all of that changes, right? And everything's out the window because regular season is a feeling out process now. And once you get to the tournament, and since everybody is going to be in it, then all bets are off on who goes where and what happens because now you're playing teams for the second time and they know each other.
and that's what I was kind of hinting at because I feel like the first game is going to be adjusted for him, but when he had to play a team again, that's when we can be like, okay, well, you know, we got a year film on him, we know what he can do. Let's see how he go out here and adjust. So I think that the second games are going to be really interesting. You know, plus they win and go home games. But like I say, you know, I think that he brings a veteran presence, you know, leadership and know how to win. You know what I mean? He's definitely going to be slept on. He's definitely going to go out there and make a couple mistakes. He got to knock the rust off. So it's depending on, for me, how fast he can knock the rust off.
Well, but has he been playing? Or because
No,
I mean,
that's
are you saying he took the
Oh,
last
so he
couple of
coming
years
off
off
the
and hasn't
couch?
played at all?
yeah. He it's been a minute since he played. It's been a minute, so that's why I say he got to adjust to the
Okay.
game.
Yeah,
Well,
so
yeah,
so
he's got to adjust to the
to
game.
kind of
But if
put
he
it
was playing in the flag league or playing, in a different league, then obviously the arm's still there. He could still do bunch of the stuff, and you could expect a little bit more out of him. But if he
Mhm.
hasn't played in a few years, yeah, I agree. It's going to take a couple games to knock the rust off and get his game back.
Now, see that part, the flag part and stuff, we don't
Mm-hmm.
know. You know, we don't. Nobody really knows. So, only thing we got off of if what have you done for me lately? And lately, it's been a minute for bro. So we're gonna have to see
Okay.
week 1, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
just
well,
like
and to kind
everybody
of put it
else.
in perspective, right? So there was a brief appearance for McQueen. He showed up 1 week for the Snow Tribe, a little bit unmemorable, not necessarily a great team around him. But other than that, and RTU, correct me where I'm wrong, but other than that, since ESG, which I believe was about 2014, and again, not a team bereft of talent, but I would say they were a middle team in the Town Beef League. But since 2014 and ESG, in my opinion, McQueen's been with rosters that are at least on par with the other championship level teams. We're talking about the quarterback for BIC and the U for quite a bit of time when he was the quarterback. And it's interesting that it seems like he's sharing a quarterback room with Corey Price, who, if people remember when CP3 won his championship for BIC, he was Fitz G or McQueen's backup that season and kind of replaced him towards the end of the year and was the one that started and hoisted the trophy in 2016. So that's Fitz G. And it's been a while since he's had to be a guy that plays with a roster around him where he has to make them better to win a game. So a lot of the things you're saying, Keith, are interesting, but I think what's even more of a question is with a guy that has had success with the talent hypothetically in his prime, what type of player can he be for a team that he's going to need to be the guy? He's need to be better than he maybe ever was for this team to excel. And my
So he's
question
got to
would
be the
be,
man.
well, my question would be is having him behind CP3 the best move because of your maybe you're not sure of the health or consistency of CP3, or is that going to be a hindrance? Because again, with CP3, like when you give him the reins and he's just ready to go, I think he plays better because there's less doubt. When he's got
I think
pressure and
what we
somebody
need to
breathing
do
down his
for is
neck,
who you
you know
got.
that hesitation might lead to maybe not throwing it on time or maybe not taking off when he should. And I think it'll be interesting because it sounds like Keith, you're talking as if McQueen is the starter.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm pretty much telling you that. You know,
So
because
I
I
mean,
talked to CP3 and he said he not playing. He got a new job.
there it
Congrats
is.
again to my
Oh,
boy CP.
congratulations, CP.
Oh,
Yep,
so good
congrats,
for them.
bro.
And then that's all right. So there's the answer, right? So
Okay,
when the
man.
Renegades are basically going into the Walmart basement barrel and throwing a spear in to just get the easiest fish that they could catch that could throw a spiral, it kind of puts in perspective, in my opinion, where the Renegades are at this year. And I think Mizzle and Chris very quickly picking the animals is wise, to
So
say the least.
so wait, let me get this right. So you're saying they're going into the league year with a Walmart quarterback.
I mean, I
Oh,
was one of their options. I'm just going to be honest. So
Well,
Okay, let's not.
I'm not putting words in your mouth. I was
no,
Okay,
no, no,
just
no.
let's
I'm
not.
saying
Walmart.
That's not what we're gonna do. That's not
if
what we're gonna
I'm one
do.
of their no, that's not what I'm saying, Keith. If I'm one of their options, your options aren't championship level. That's just what I'm saying. I
But
mean, and
Corey,
Fitz
you
G.
act like you're a bad quarterback.
Well,
You're not
and I'll
bad,
say
bro.
this. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is listen, Keith. A little self-deprecation never hurt anybody. You know, trying to, a little humility never hurt anybody. So,
Keeps
as
us on the
much
straight and
shit
narrow.
that I talk, I can give it back to myself a little bit. But in his prime, Fitz G was, as accurate and adequate as a passer as I am, and also had the legs. I'll say this
So
though: when I saw him with Snow Tribe, that logo, that snowman, the shape, similar
well,
profile.
so who do you have?
The animals by probably 50.
oof.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Okay.
animals by at least 21 because it's a lot
Yeah,
of
that's what
for me for the
No,
Renegades. It's too
they're
many
not even
question
close on
marks.
the same page, in my opinion. I
Yeah,
just think
it's too many question marks and it's too much uncertainty there. You know, and y'all bringing in a lot of flag players for real. They're gonna have to adjust to the game. And the animals, they've been here before. They've been around the block. You know, so like I've been saying this whole time, I feel like this year will be the animals' year to take the next step.
Okay.
and and,
Dub,
and on
who do
that
you have?
path,
I like that analysis.
and on that path, that first step on the ladder, it puts a team in the Renegades that are struggling to search for answers in a situation where the animals proving that they're the team starts with them absolutely trying to dismantle the Renegades until guys walk off the field and take the jersey off in the third quarter. Now, I'm not predicting that will happen, but knowing what I know about David Tender and the guys on the animals, I think that's their goal, right? Their goal is complete annihilation. And when you walk into a game and you're favored, you have the chemistry, you have the things going for you. If that's your goal, and they shoot maybe just a tad shy of their goal, I mean the score is still like 50-14. Trust me, I've been there on the other side.
Okay. So you got the animals.
I would confidently say that the animals should cover Keith's 18 minus 18 and a half.
That leaves you as the last man standing for the pick.
Do it, Dub. Do it.
Animals.
Exactly.
The
Now,
simple,
just
the
just to,
simple
just to
way.
round this out, because Keith is our Baltimore guy. Just remind us for the Animals and Renegades who we're gonna see from the home of the Wire from HBO.
Okay, so I don't really know too much about the Renegades, but from the animals, you're gonna see Nick Mays, you're gonna see Ricardo Freeman, and you're gonna see that boy Pluck, and the
The
dude
Wolverines
they
on the animals.
yep, and
Whoa.
Oh
Hefe.
boy.
Yeah, and listen,
Oh
he
boy.
gives them a presence in that middle that they didn't have last year. Now the dude they
Factual.
had in there was a tackling machine, but I was just trying to get people to understand. I said he's good as a linebacker, but it's a difference when you, he put fear in people. Like you can't go across that middle now because now you understand. Like it's a potential for you to possibly go to sleep, and ain't nobody in a rush to go to sleep in the A7FL. We don't get paid for this, so now that changes the game, and I feel like he's gonna bring a dynamic to the animals that they didn't have last year, just kind of giving that defense a little bit more of an identity. But
Okay.
yeah. All right.
So that's game number 1 for the East Coast.
And just the only other surprise thing is my inside information. Delron Simmons is a guy for the Renegades that is hungry and still working to prove himself and didn't want to join up one of the top teams.
No
So
relation
at
to
running
Ron
back,
Simmons.
and I'm sure he'll play defense. Keep an eye out for Delron Simmons, the former Hawk. But yeah, Renegades, I wish them the best. Those are my guys.
Oh
But
yeah, him and Bobby Newman with the Renegades. So yeah, that
yep.
should be something cool. Bobby Newman, OG in
Yeah,
here, yeah,
Bobby
legend.
Newman's working out too. So
Yeah, I seen
He's
that. I seen
popping
that.
up some iron.
So
All right, so who the game to, fellas?
So game 2 is where Corey tried to start. So it's Trenton BIC and the Patterson U.
so Steri, I'll definitely be on time because I'll be early then, right?
He'll try.
Yeah, he'll be there. Steri, he'll be there at 1 o'clock for the 4 o'clock start.
I'll be there at 11 o'clock for the 4 o'clock.
I feel like this gonna be an interesting
Man.
game because I heard
Yes.
BIC got some type of NFL wide receiver dude that's supposed to really be really good, and he's coming outside, And Manny Diaz coming outside with BIC. Then you got Trey Baskerville coming out with BIC. It's gonna be a lot of it's interesting to see how a lot of guys get incorporated into that into that lineup. It's gonna be really dope to see the rookies that come out because I heard they bringing a lot of good people out, but I don't never sleep on that silent storm in the U. You know what I mean? Having the OG Bucks, the Antmo now, Pack, Money, Beefy, them guys are gonna go over there and make instant impacts on wherever they do, or wherever they put on that team. Like
And
them
not to
guys are.
mention,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
and not to mention the biggest question: was Huff going to come back? Well, he's going to play this
Yep,
season.
he's back.
So,
Mm-hmm.
RTU, let me ask you this: do you think, with the Patterson U as we have known them, do you think, in a sense, this is their last stand?
No. Nope. Mm-mm. I don't think so because the Patterson you brought, when you think about it, like prime example, like Baltimore, but the difference between the two is you see how did you start bringing in newer players, guys we didn't hear about, the Ron Butlers, the Mims, the Henrocks. That's what's gonna keep them going because they have a streamline of new players. His flag is big out there. Not saying it's not big down here, but they still have a streamline of players. And you know how I like to go. BIC and the U, they're gonna trade players all the time. So as long as BIC around, the U is gonna be
Factual.
around. So I don't think that the U gonna die. No, not at all.
Well, and every year we try to say that the U are done. Even when Huff left to go to the Animals, the U find a way. And what they'll always bring, I think that we sometimes overlook with the U, is they're going to bring guys in the trenches that are going to put fear in most teams across from them. Now, one of the teams that's not going to be fearful of the guys in the trenches for the U is their opponent this week in BIC.
Yep.
But as far as the U and their prospects for the full season, to answer the question that you had for another panelist, Dub, but I can't help myself.
Of course you can't.
Every year we ask that question, to be fair. 3 years ago, we asked that question and Rob said, yep. And even when I doubted them, we have been proven wrong. Now, last year was one of their worst seasons in a while. But I think what we missed from last year is that since we didn't see the Watchmen and the U play in the playoffs, it was the Watchmen and the U, right, Keith?
Yep, they came down here with like 14 people and almost beat a full squad Watchman.
And it was a great game, right?
Yes, it was. It was a hell
and
of a
Huff
game.
played his ass off, correct?
Yep, he did.
So I the thing is that we look at last season and we don't get the context of seeing them in that competitive game in Baltimore because we just don't have the film and we didn't witness it. But I think counting them out on in the scope of the season is tough to do. There's definitely questions, but I think that's a different conversation in how we see them, at least in just this week one against. I guess I could say we, like Rob always tried to, but I'm gonna say BIC
Well,
because I don't know how much I'm gonna be helping them.
In this game, Corey, you won't be able to pick it because you're playing in it.
What? I'm absolutely
I ain't
picking
gonna
it.
hold you.
Probably not gonna play. I'm
I'm
calling.
gonna
I'm
be
calling this game
honest
back.
with you. Go ahead and sit up in that booth, Corey. It's over.
Yeah,
This game
exactly.
too
I'm gonna be
important.
up
Go
Well,
ahead
if
and
you're
sit up in
calling
that
the
booth,
game,
boy.
you don't need to call it. You don't need to pick it either. So unless you
I'll
want
pick it. I'll pick
okay,
it,
pick it.
but not
Of
yet.
course, we know what he going with. We know that.
No, you
Okay,
don't.
That ain't even a
RTU, who you
question.
got?
The BIC and the U. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna go BIC, but I
Okay.
think it's gonna be a high scoring game like it always is. I don't think nobody gonna get blown out. I think it's gonna be. I know this phrase sound crazy, but I think it's gonna be 51-50 BIC.
Well,
Because it's
okay.
always a
Okay.
high scoring game. It's always whatever it is going to be BIC plus by 1 point. Because like they always it's Ravens and Steelers. You know they always going at each other. Each team know each team weaknesses is pretty much you got to come out here and stop it now. You know, some years the U proved that they can stop it, and some years the BIC proved that they can stop it. And as of lately, BIC up. So I'm gonna go with the high hand right now.
Okay. Dub.
Brothers in Christ.
Miz, how do you see this game?
I don't know how I can follow up RTU with that well explained way of how the game is going to go. I got it going the same way. I got BIC probably winning it towards the end of the game. They'll have the last possession and Stereo carry him down the field like he's been doing pretty much, when it's needed. It could be Manny Diaz catching it, or why am I having the blank right now?
Worthy, Kason.
Yeah, that's
Kason
what I'm
Campbell?
saying. Worthy, yeah. Yeah.
Trade Cohen. A lot.
Absolutely.
They got couple guys. Hey, you even see H3 out there catching the ball.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So I can see BIC pulling out in the end. It'd be a fantastic game, though.
Which, by the way, if you're like Mizzle, who's going to be 3 TVs Mizzle,
absolutely,
you can hear you can hear the Corey Hammond version of the game, and you can also hear the Matt Ryan version of the game. So there's so in a sense, you can hear both of them simultaneously if you have multiple monitors to watch.
Well, and if you splice it correctly, maybe you'll get the play-by-play from Matt, and then you go to the where I would be talking. I'll probably be mid-sentence and running on, but still.
LA
Shout out to
picking
Matt.
the
That's my
U.
guy.
LA picking the U for the win. Interesting.
Okay.
So again, fans of the comments, if you have thoughts on who might win these games, don't be afraid to comment in the comment section.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm still going with BIC.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
And I think the interesting thing about BIC in week ones recently, I already mentioned, who the hell is going to keep Corey from talking though through whistles?
Corey Hammond.
Zach's going to be there. I was told Zach is going to be there, so he's going to throw chairs at me if I do the wrong thing.
Zach, who's Zach?
You know Zach. All right, we'll get to Zach in a second.
Zach Bartell?
No, not Zach Bartell.
Production.
Zach. There's only one Zach.
Bro.
I don't know if I said his last name, I don't think you would know.
Okay. Because they had a dude up there announcing a long time ago, and he wasn't it.
He was the guy that was playing wide receiver for Snow Trap. Shout out to Zach. He would love that inside joke reference. He actually did not suit up, but he was at practices. Anyway, the interesting thing about BICs in week ones recently is we talked about the Corey Price Renegades game. That game was close. It shouldn't have been. And last year, they could have lost to the Renegades, guys. That was 1-2 play difference. And really, the final 2-point conversion play, if that wide receiver catches it for the Renegades, game blouses, Renegades upset and win week one. Maybe the whole season's different. But here's the thing. Those teams for BIC were not we're about to play the U guys that show up for BIC. And I think the saving grace for BIC in week one this season is when they see you on the calendar, everybody's going to show up and everybody's going to bring their best. Now they don't have Courage, who is the kryptonite for the U, and that's going to be big, and we're going to see what happens. Tulu. Yeah, there's a Tulu sighting in the comments. We'll talk about that soon. But here's my take. The U have to play a competitive, complete game without going at each other on the sideline. Because this game, if it starts to become really ugly, could be the beginning of the end for the U. Now, I don't see that happening. I do see BIC winning. But if the U wins this game, they have a fast track to be right back to where they always expect to be. But if they lose this game by 30 because they start fighting on the sidelines because they start to get frustrated, that's a really bad sign for the rest of their season.
Or it could be a good thing.
So we got a sweep. Everybody's picking BIC in this game.
Except for LA,
BTU.
though. Shout outs to LA. If the U wins, he gets the credit.
Well,
Mhm.
except LA. Well, but he's not on the panel. But anyway,
I'm gonna say it's the panel.
I've been absolutely flaming and roasting the guy, and Chris, your best moment is giving the guy shit. So I just was trying to throw him a bone here, but
No. He didn't. No, he did not give him shit. He gave him that. That's what that was.
Wasn't giving him shit. Just being real.
It
Anyway,
was passion.
yeah. The next game is another 4:00 game. Is the Lexington Phantoms versus the Heathens.
where is this game?
It is in
Virginia.
Virginia.
All right, that weighs heavily into who I think will win. But I'll be honest, I think we saw the Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana guys, because that's who the Lexington Phantoms kind of are now. They traveled pretty well last year. So, and the last time we saw an Ohio team in the QC Crush led by Keno Thomas, they gave the Renegades plus all they could handle in the playoffs. So it should be an interesting game. I think let's start with the rest of you guys, and then we'll go to Keith and see what he thinks, because he knows for sure what's maybe going to happen. He's going to be there. Dub, what do you think is going to happen between the Phantoms and the Heathens?
Well, for one thing, I'm excited about. I'm actually excited to actually see Keno play his natural position of wide receiver. He won't be playing quarterback this year for the Phantoms. He actually gets to play his actual natural position, so we really get to see his true skill set. Realistically, this one's a toss-up for me because, like, the Heathens had shown promise, but then they had issues with having a consistent amount of players. I think it'll be a close game, but because the Heathens will have the home field advantage per se, I'm gonna say the Heathens by a touchdown.
Who is the quarterback for the Phantoms?
That remains to be seen.
Is that Seth Kozak? Is it going to finally be the guy? I don't know. We'll see.
Brent Smothers might know that answer to that question.
So you know more about that than I would.
Well, if it's not Keno, then that would be interesting. But here's the thing: it's supposed to have not been Keno a bunch of times, and it ends up always being Keno, right?
That's true too. That's true.
So, the guy that I've heard is another Ohio guy that can do it, and I've seen it. Is number 15 for the Chaos? His name was Seth Kozak. I think he was number 15. But he's more of a stereotypical pocket passer, and he has an arm, and he has,
like Henry.
Well, I think his arm strength isn't Chad Pennington level. I think he's more in the we'll say above Chad.
You said pocket passer, and you are a pocket passer.
Exactly.
But you are more precision and timing, like the West Coast offense.
Yes. And I was around playing when Bill Walsh was still he still had I think it was brown hair back then. Shout outs to Bill Walsh.
Not that old.
No, I looked that old. Look at this picture I took. It was last night. Listen, I think the home field advantage is huge. I think what Keith is going to say about the Heathens is going to confirm that I think that they're a hypothetical surprise team. The U should be at worst the number 3 team, but if the U do have kind of an implosion, I would not be completely shocked to see the Heathens kind of go toe to toe with a team like the Animals, like the U. But Keith, are they ready to take care of business? Because this would be the game that the Heathens would like. One of the games that the Heathens would like, air quotes, need to win. A home game against the Lexington Phantoms week 1 to get everything started right. What do you see happening Sunday?
It's for me, it's gonna be interesting. And I'm not talking to you as a player, I'm talking to you as an analyst. For me, it's gonna be interesting seeing, some of the guys they picked up, such as Keno Thomas, such as they got a couple dudes that I seen that on that Instagram that they picked up with that were really solid dudes for that ball clubs. Couple crush guys, couple chaos guys, and then going to the Heathens and seeing something, the Calbone, the Keon Charles, the possible Mike gonna make it sighting, you know what I mean? And pairing them with Mean Dean, James Mitchell, and stuff
Dean.
like, yep, and stuff like
That's a
that,
great football name.
just seeing how they can, put that together and seeing how the Heathens, because the Heathens revitalized that secondary. They signed a couple under the radar guys that
Like
can
this guy Keith Salmons, I heard
pretty
he's good.
pretty much that can low key get the job done. When his number is called. So seeing how they gel and just kind of seeing, you know what these 6-7 months of practice has led the Heathens to. You know what I mean? So y'all know where I'm going with it, but I do understand that this team, we can't sleep on them. And I already know that, they coming outside to play football, and seeing their little Instagram posts and them running their little offenses, they seem like they know what they're doing, but they're gonna have to show us.
Well, time will tell, right? So
For sure.
Absolutely.
you got your team obviously up against
Of course.
Not a big surprise for me. I am also going with your squad, going with the Heathens, mainly because I know more about the Heathens than I do about the Phantoms. I mean, I'm just being honest. Don't know what to expect out of them. I know that Corey, you like to say super teams, but they took a bunch of squads that were pretty good from their division and obviously made one. So let's see how good they're going to be.
Yeah, and one thing about the Ohio guys is they do have talent, and that's not me saying that they don't. But what I think gives them a fighting chance in most of the games that they do play, they're pretty damn gritty, right? They're willing to do the dirty shit to try to get. Heathen's got Lenny. Shout outs to Lenny. Yeah, don't give the Lexington Phantoms the scouting report on what that means. They probably still don't know what that means, the Maryland special. But to be fair, some of the announcers don't either. So whatever. No, shout out to everybody involved. But they will come to play, like he said, and I think if the Heathens have the right mindset and they're led by their leader, who really embodies what it means to play in this league, Captain America, right? Mm-hmm. Toughness, relentlessness when he's available, when he's there, right? I hope he shows up. That's the only thing about him. But I wish I could watch this game because it will, in my opinion, definitely be a physical game to watch. That's the old school.
It will be live streamed on RTU.
Beef style A7.
You heard me. It will be live streamed on RTU because I understand that y'all can't get the camera people down there or however it's gonna go. As far as A7, not saying y'all, but for A7, they can't get the. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and make sure we get something. You know what I mean?
That's only for the subscribers to your.
Yeah, for sure.
For your Patreon. So go to the Keith Salmond's Patreon, sign up, and get week 1 access to the Heathens Phantoms week 1 A7FL action.
So
and Ike is going to be on the call, so just mute it. No,
chill out on my boy. But listen, man, if once Ryan learned a thing or two from Ace Boogie, he gonna be dangerous because just like you say, Ryan can run the ball, but Ryan can throw that mofo too. I don't want to curse on the pod, but his arm strength is up there.
Yeah, don't fucking curse. Okay.
He'll try.
Why the fuck you got to say that right now?
Yeah.
Because he's manly for his manly needs.
Funny if Chris did it. I talk too much. But yeah, so I think we all agree Heathens are the favorite.
Well, hold on. We didn't Dub and Miz. You guys were on with the Heathens.
Yeah. We did pick.
Oh yeah,
Dub has been just doing the one. He's been doing the
Oh, the one word answer. That's right.
RT, you would know this. He's doing the Ant Live at the table. He's doing one word answers.
I told you. Read my headline is how I feel right about now. My headline speaks for me tonight.
I can't see it.
Yeah, I can't see it either.
You should get that tattooed. Like on your forearm.
There we go.
There you go. Okay.
Dub should tattoo that on his forearm and just hold it up every time his computer messes up. I know a tattoo artist.
Technology is what it is.
So Heathens, I'm gonna put Heathens minus 17.5. But no one's those are for what the fans of One Piece would call. They're for berries, not for dollars or anything.
I think it's gonna be a really great game. I'm gonna say Heathens 24, Phantoms 21.
Ooh, it's close.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a really close game.
Here comes Will Franklin.
Yes, they would. Yeah.
One will catch a touchdown. I'm saying one will catch a touchdown. Will.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I heard one of the Virginia refs. You know how Will has an arm. Will Franklin, our head referee, he's got a cannon on him.
He can sling.
I heard the Virginia ref has hands. So maybe we'll eventually have the refs plan. The full ref team. One of our refs used to be an NFL wide receiver, by the way. So little known fact. I'm not gonna out him so people can start bothering him. But anyway.
So moving on to the next game, we're coming back on the West Coast with this one.
Now hold on. Now we do have to make a public service announcement for those that will watch our broadcast in Vegas. There will be a new starting time for us in Vegas for this season. So this season, all regular season games, Game 1 will start at 4 p.m. Pacific time, which means 7 Eastern, 6 Central, 5 Mountain. And if you're watching in the islands of Hawaii, that means 1 p.m. And then Game 2 will be at 7 p.m. Pacific, which is 10 on the East, 8 Central, 9 Mountain. So just a little public service announcement for that, folks. We apologize.
I got emails from the Samoan fans in Hawaii that are a little pissed that when I said Quentin Ariarte to the stealth, that it was a no. So they might boycott just week 1, but they'll come around. They'll come around.
Well, so for the 4:00 game, this is what I'm showing. I thought they moved it to the 7, but I could be wrong. For the 4:00 game, we've got Sick With It versus the Insomniacs.
Well, of course, because they want the East Coast to watch the prime matchup of the West, so that makes a whole lot of sense. But it does. So again, don't be fooled by the time on the bottom of the picture, folks. But that is the correct time. 4 p.m. 7 Eastern. The Insomniacs and Sick With It renew the rivalry. 5th all-time meeting. 3rd in the regular season. Now, if we're talking regular season matchups, it is a 2-1 Insomniacs edge. Of course, when these two teams first met in 2023, it was on opening day, which gave us the instant 42-39 classic. Then, of course, 2024 gave us the 56-50 classic. And Coach Brown said, Chris was on the call when the time. Are we talking about Morris E. Day and the time?
Right. When he just said the time, I think he meant when we discussed the time. And I was just being very honest. I couldn't remember if he said to keep it the same. And because I was halfway listening to what was going on and halfway listening to another conversation. But anyway, I was on the call when the time was decided. I was. But like I said, I wasn't 100% listening to everything that was going on. But nonetheless.
Brought to you by the time.
Shout outs to the commenters calling us out, right? Sterry jumped right on me for the time, and
Jason jumped on me for the time.
So listen,
damn it, Chris, you were on the call. Yes, I was.
I have a question.
If I was listening 100%, I would know.
Yes, Keith.
Is it really a rivalry?
Absolutely, it's a rivalry.
Hold on. Let's be real. The last 2 years, bro, they only beat them one time. Bro, you feel me?
If we're talking regular season matchup, and this is the regular season, it's a 2-1 edge for the Insomniacs. Now, if we're talking about all 5 meetings, including playoffs, it's a 4-1 Insomniacs edge. But But we're just
Okay, go
strictly
ahead,
talking
Jeff.
regular season.
All right.
It's a 2-1 for the Insomniacs.
Okay.
Well, and the key for this is a couple of things, right? We know that there are two players that, well, I shouldn't say we know. I would think there's two players for the Insomniacs that won't be playing in this game. And they're pretty big players, right? So you have RTU that's not going to be playing, and
You mean RTC?
RTC. I said RTU because I'm looking at his freaking thing. So RTC and Danye won't be playing in this game, and those are, pretty big shoes to fill. I'm not saying they can't be filled. I'm just saying those are pretty big shoes to fill.
Is Kenny Mack playing?
I have no idea.
He's on the Vegas Nighthawks coaching staff, so that remains to be seen as well. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's three key cogs from your two championship teams that possibly might not be playing. Now, with that said, even with those three not playing, the Insomniacs still have a strong roster. I mean, don't think that Coach Jason and Dyson and JB are not out there getting new players, which we saw last year when they add a William Cosmo, when they added a Shannon Prime Allen. So I mean, we know there's going to be new blood in there, because I mean, the rest of this roster is pretty doggone good.
Well, and we've also got to take a look at what Sickwit is going to have. We know, I know that they're going to have a new quarterback, because I did talk to Canyon Stone King, and he said he was not playing this season in A7. Now, could he be just giving me lip service? Yeah, of course. But that's what he told me, that he was not playing. So that's an interesting piece. So who's playing quarterback for Sick? It could be Gary back. We don't know.
JG, interesting.
Yeah. So, I mean,
of course, Corey Hammond, the president of his fan club.
Right. And you don't know what is going to be there for Sick. I do know, and I'm holding this off because I would rather him announce it than me say anything. But one of my favorite players is back for Sick. Haven't seen him in about 3 years. So he'll be back playing. And Dub, he's going to come up and talk to us before the game.
Okay.
So we'll have that on. Hopefully,
I have an idea of who you might be talking about.
Yeah, and if hopefully when he does come up, because I told him, hey, come up and see me. Would like to get you on before the game. So I'm hoping that he'll be able to do that. But nonetheless, with this,
go ahead, Chris. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
Well, actually, I was going to say, with that being said, I'm going to go to you guys first with Keith and Corey on who you guys think is going to win this game.
Well, yeah, what I was going to say is if you really want to get an interesting take on the Insomniacs and probably the best player to interview in our league, in my opinion, based on guys who I've interviewed. Now, for the Vegas, Florida championship game, I interviewed Munchie, and we played the generic quarterback interview instead of the more interesting wide receiver one before the game. So that film has to eventually be released. I will talk to Ryan about that. But if you want to hear from Eric Shuford, I always screw that up. It's Shuford, right?
It's Eric Shuford Jr.
Munchie.
That's
Sound of the game. Matt Ryan is yelling wherever podcasts are sold. Must listen. Number one. Number two, it's interesting to see kind of it seems like the momentum that I thought would be building for the Insomniacs with what I thought would be a revenge tour year. It seems like there's almost the opposite happening than what I expected. And I don't know if that's for sure going to show up in the game week one. But the other thing about Sick With It is if it's not Kenyon Stone King, it actually doesn't necessarily make me feel worse about it, because if there is a guy that runs a team in this league that can get a quarterback ready to play in this league, it's Mark Gray who runs Sick With It. So
100%.
whoever he chooses and gives the nod to as the next guy, I feel like they'll have the weapons for that guy to work with to do some damage hypothetically. But the problem in this game for me, for Sick, if you look at the defense for the Insomniacs, because we always talk about the offense. If you look at their defense, Prime, Carswell, the fucking linebacker's monster, right? And their defensive line is always stacked. If they come back with a similar roster defensively that they've had last year and years prior, I think that even if they miss RTC, even if Danye Lyons is one of the best players in the league and they don't have him, even if Kenny Mack isn't going to solidify maybe the most dominant offensive line we've seen for a short term in the A7, obviously a question mark because I'm sure RTU could give a couple other ones that are good. Long story short, I think it's that defense for the Insomniacs and the defensive backfield specifically that is going to give the Insomniacs the Sick With It nightmares and give Sick With It insomnia week 1. Huh?
There we go.
Huh? I'm warming up. I got to get ready. It's week 1.
Yep. So
shout outs to Draco in the chat. He's booing, but I don't know if he's booing himself not being there or what.
yeah, who knows?
Oh, he's back like crack
Mr.
in the
RTU.
80s? He said he's
What are your
back like
thoughts?
crack.
All right. So my
That's
thoughts
breaking news,
is
guys. My bad, RTU. You know who Draco is, RTU?
no.
RTC.
Yep.
That's breaking news. He's back like crack. So,
In the 80s.
well, I feel like
RTC.
I feel like crack like was born in the 80s. It wasn't back.
It was actually the 70s, but
No, anyway. Shout outs.
So
Do we do shout outs to crack? Probably not, right?
no, we could do a shout out to RTC,
We
but
do shout outs to the
definitely
80s.
not
That was
crack.
fun. Not crack. No shout outs to crack.
Crack is whack.
I'm dead.
Or at least that's what
Go
they
ahead,
used to say
RTU.
growing up.
I'm gonna mute so I don't interrupt you. Go ahead.
You good, bro. But so I'm looking at this game of number one for Sick With It for me. They have Darren Palmer still, right?
Yeah.
And they
Well,
have another
I think
guy,
so.
the receiver, right? So they had 2 good receivers, right?
They did.
Yeah, okay. So for me, it's gonna be a question of who's the quarterback, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be 100% honest with all of y'all. Y'all might not like this take, and a lot of the Vegas guys not gonna like this take. I think a lot of that competition over there is weaker. Only 2 teams I really think stand out is Insomniacs and the Sick With It. So when y'all be saying, Prime hasn't proven, like he ain't showed me nothing. Like when I seen him in the championship game against a good team, and I'm talking about one of our top teams over here, he wasn't doing nothing. Like he didn't make me like, oh yeah, no, he's not. I'm sorry. In my opinion, he ain't no DB1. He's DB2. And I only seen Will Carswell. He was out there getting done a little dirty, but he also held his own. You know what I mean? Because if Prime was as good as y'all on here saying, he would have been out there. You feel me? Like I don't think that Prime is better than Will Carswell. And like to me, he got to show me something. And showing me against those teams over there, they ass. Like a lot of them teams over there is ass, but 1 or 2 teams. You feel me? Like y'all can say, well, they'll beat mid team. Some of the mid teams over here are ass. You feel me? So you know the secondary is going to be a question. Do I think that they can fill his shoes? I think so, yeah. But you feel me? I don't think that they gonna have like they just gonna be out there doing what they wanted to do. You feel me? Because like Danye Loins, he is a lockdown corner. Like that's the first. It's
Actually,
only
he's an
been a
even better
select.
wide receiver.
It's only a select few times in my town beef career since I've been here in 2014 have I seen a couple lockdown corners come through here and change the game. When Danye Lawrence, I can make an argument, right? I can make an argument to say, hey, listen, Danye Lawrence, if he not on Insomniacs, them 2 championships may not have came home because when you think about it, he's made the last play of each game with the run back with the 3-on-1 and when he caught the game winning interception. You know what I mean? So when you take a guy like that away, yeah, Will's Cosgrove going to step up, but woo, they some big ass shoes you got to fill. And Prime, he gonna be all right because he don't got to cover too many wide receiver ones. But for him to be how y'all hyping him, nah, he ain't it for me. He got to show me something. I ain't saying he trash. No, he just got to show me more. Cause doing what he did over there his rookie season against respectfully teams like the Gold, bro. Bro, you catching 3 pick sixes against ass teams and when you of course it adds up, right? So it's gonna look like you did something, but like, come on, bro.
RTU, who you got?
My bad, bro. I'm going. I'm gonna take the Insomniacs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Insomniacs, bro. I just
Not a
wanted to get
bad
my
pick.
little take. Yeah,
Listen,
I just wanted to get my take, bro.
Okay.
listen, that was that RTU chose violence. A, I like it. B, that's a cornerback telling a corner not that he's bad, but that he wants to see him improve. So listen, if you're Prime and you're listening to this, that's a respectful Baltimore guy. And by the way, the third point I want to make about RTU's point, which was the best part of the entire thing, and I'm glad I was on mute, is when he said Q, and then we can go from there.
All right.
Yeah, but
So,
I'm gonna take the Insomniacs, bro, by 2 tutties.
okay. Miz?
I'm going with the Insomniacs. They'll get it by 10.
All right. I'm going to abstain from this one because I'm calling the game. And Dub, if you want to pick. Well, he's still.
Well, he's calling the game too. So he said he would Kirk Herbstreit it.
Yeah, that's right. And
He would Tim Nance it.
So the last game
Jim
of
Nance,
the
not Tim.
night, which is at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm not going to give all the other times because we all know it's going to be 8 and 9. Is going to be the Hunters versus the Silver State Stealth.
I have a question, guys.
What's the question?
Do we know who's playing quarterback yet?
I don't know. You know what? I don't know if that quarterback played down at the beach game. I have no idea.
The beach game.
Yeah, that was.
And the beach game was not a strong showing either.
No, not at all. So I don't know.
So the Stealth went down there and got belt.
I don't know if we can look at that game and say if any of those guys.
They got shut out 31-0.
Yeah, BTA RTU BTA.
Oh, all right. So you said the Stealth and who? The Hunters.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead.
I'm gonna let y'all go.
Yeah, because
I am. You know what? I'm calling this game too, so I'm going to kind of abstain from this one as well. I've got my thoughts, but I want to see who's playing on both squads first. So Miz, since they're letting us go first, you're the West Coast guy that can pick.
I don't know. So I don't know who the quarterback is for the teams. I'm gonna go with the Hunters, just as a toss up.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
And Dub's gonna refrain, so I'm gonna just jump. Dub, you want to go?
No, I think he's refraining too. So go ahead, Corey.
Live with 2-5 though, and he's and by the way, commenter, but also official panelist. So Stealth by 20 plus. I think it's interesting. I think this game is really interesting to me because if you're and RTU can vouch for this because he's been around this league for a really long time. Sometimes the most competitive and most fun games to watch are the games where you don't necessarily have expectations of either of the teams. And the reason that is because the Stealth know that this is a must win. And if the Hunters want to avoid an offer like they did last year, a great way to start the season would be 1-0 against a team that might be beatable, especially if they're vulnerable, like we just saw in that beach showing, which, I'll address in a second. But the Stealth seemed like they had a lot of positive momentum coming into this season. Shout outs to Lee and all he's doing over there. And shout outs to the guys that I think are going to, make an impact for that team. However, I seem like a broken record, but it will end up being prophetic. When I did Sounds of the Game with Matt Ryan, check his podcast out. That's 3 plugs, by the way, Matt. That's 3 plugs. When I did his show, he wanted to talk about this my hot take on the season. And my hot take is that for all the talk about the Stealth and how great everything looked and seemed, when they play games and have questions at the quarterback still and they're not proud to announce who it is, it seems like they haven't solved it. It's going to be the same thing. they're gonna run into the same problem. And if they can't complete a forward pass, they'll still struggle with teams like the Hunters and the Gold. We don't even have to worry about what will happen against Sickwood and the Insomniacs. So big week one for the Stealth after a lot of positive momentum going into that beach game, which was belt to ass. Maybe a wake up call, maybe just throw it in the trash. It's not even our league. They're playing NFL guys in their home situation on the beach.
Well, I think they were also playing it's like anybody coming and playing in the A7 for the first time, right? You're going to take a little bit of time to adapt to it. So I think that was the situation. I'm not making excuses. I didn't watch the whole game, but I mean, when you have guys that move the ball, but there's different rules in the beach football, which I don't know what they are. There's going to be a little bit of hesitation. So
well, and listen, throw it in the trash for me because it's not A7.
That's the way I look at it. And let's bring those guys that played in the beach football up here or to a game to play A7 rules football.
Yeah,
Let's see how
and
that
if they beat the Stealth by 31-0, let them play the Insomniacs. See how it goes.
Yeah. So who do you got?
But yeah, and that's what I was going to say, because if the Hunters are smelling blood in the water and they wanna shock the A7FL world, they could put the Gold on notice with a win against the Stealth, and really put Lee in a bind, because the Stealth need to win this game if they have any serious consideration of this season being a success. So there's a lot of stakes in a week one, and I think both of these teams are going to play their asses off. But I do think that the Stealth will find a way to figure it out, even though they might not be able to throw the ball forward.
Okay.
Which, by the way, if the Hunters were to win this game, it would be their first win since the 2023 regular season. So just keep that in mind.
Wow.
I'm going Stealth. Just by hand that, I'm going Stealth.
All right. So we got basically, well, no, Miz, you said Hunters, right?
Yeah, I'm a lone wolf.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, Dub, are you with us, or are you still?
I'm about just ready to say fuck technology, because technology has really pissed me off today, because couldn't get the damn mic to work in my car. Right when we pressed go live, I get kicked out and had a hard time trying to get back into the doggone room. I'm over technology for tonight. I really am.
Well, then I will let you be the first one to give final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Season 12 is upon us, but for us specifically here in Nevada, it's our 5th anniversary season. Proud to be a part of the last 3 seasons, starting my 4th. Hard to believe. Where does the time go? But definitely looking forward to seeing what season 12 has to unfold.
And
Dub, just send a letter.
there he goes.
It'll get here. It's not technology.
And there he goes. Well, Dub, if you could hear us, we can't hear
Dub,
you.
just jump in if you get it working, man. Whoever's talking, we'll just let you just.
Yeah.
We'll there you go. Go.
Sorry.
Yeah, we got you again.
Okay. What I was trying to say was, where has the time gone? Interested to see how the 5th season will go in Nevada, but again, interesting questions. How will the Phantoms do as a team put together? Again, the BIC, they've done a lot of great things, but the one thing they have not done is they have never repeated as champions. Can that happen? How will the Insomniacs bounce back after not coming up clutch in the championship as we saw them the last 2 years? Can Sigwood finally take that one step, as they earned a lot of respect of how they played against the BIC last year in the Final Four? Can they now put that and use that to finally get them over the hump, per se? Can the Hunters get their first win in 3 seasons? Some would say they're long overdue. Can the Stealth, what they put together, but more importantly, does the Stealth have a quarterback? That's the ultimate question for them, as they do have some talent on the roster. One thing I will say, given the fact that our games are starting at later times, it gives us a chance to really watch the games back on the East and see what's going on there. So I'm looking forward to that. Just looking forward to seeing the 3-on-1 return. Looking forward to seeing the guys get back at it. And, of course, the excitement and the anticipation of being back in the booth with Chris. So I'm looking forward to all of that. So cheers to Season 12 of the American Sevens Football League. And cheers to the 5th year here in Nevada.
For sure.
All right.
Corey.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm really excited. I've been talking more with my teammate LJ than I've been talking with my football teammates. So to be fair, I'm really looking forward to watching the guys play. It will be a little bit bittersweet not having that game to go and play, but like Baltimore, I'm not dead yet. Just in a pause, like he said. But since I can talk about something other than myself, I do want to shout outs to Matt Ryan, because I am going to miss you, buddy. It's going to be weird, even though me and LJ go way back, even before Matt. Calling games with Matt and Rob was kind of like the highlight so far of my A7FL career. And, I am going to miss those guys. So those will be my last words, but it's bittersweet because I am excited to work with LJ again. We're definitely going to, get right back to where we left off, and it'll be entertaining calls for both the play-by-play, and I'll do my best to stop talking and give him enough time to set up before each play. That's up in the air. We'll see. But week 1 is upon us, gentlemen. And from here on out, when we convene on other side of the ball, we will be talking about factual evidence based on football plays on the field. Wow. It will be amazing.
All right. RTU, what say you?
Hey man, it's definitely going to be an exciting season. Definitely going to be cool, man. My first show will be Friday at 8 p.m., 8:30. So y'all can tune in. I'm not too sure what time it's going to be for y'all over there, but for over here it's going to be probably 8:30. So y'all can tune into my
So
first live
5:30
show
our
of the
time.
season. Yep. So first show of the season Friday, man. I'm having a couple guests on there. I'm having Huff, Worthy, Keno Thomas, having a couple guys come up on there and speak for their teams. I can't wait, man. Can't wait to see what's going on over there. When we get finished our game, I'll be able to tap in and see what y'all got going on over there, and hopefully catch a little bit of that BICU game.
There you go, man. Hey, good to have you on here.
Thanks,
Hell
bro.
yeah.
It's a pleasure, man.
Of course. Miz, what you got?
I'm just ready to get it going. That season left me wanting more. So just to see the guys back on the field, especially to see what David Tender is going to do. Is BIC going to be as strong as they were? Just ready to hear you and Dub back on the 1s and 2s. Just ready for it all. I think this season's going to be pretty good.
Good, man. Keith, I'll just say this, man. We came a long way from the live show we did, 5 years ago now?
Yeah.
5 years ago?
3.
No, I think it was longer than that. Because
Really?
3 years ago, the Insomniacs won their first championship, and it was before they came into the league. So,
okay.
It's been a minute, but what I can say is that the one thing that I do love about this game is instead of us going at each other like that, it is now mutual respect and everybody's having fun, and that's what this game is all about. You can battle it out on the field, but after the game is over, that's when the mutual respect comes in and players respect each other. And now we're talking about no more of this East versus West. being all in like that. It's more of let's go have some fun and play these games. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to see what some of these new teams are bringing. I'm looking forward to seeing what some of the squads that we really don't know what they have yet, and see what they're able to bring in. The Stealth, I want to see what's going on with them. Lexington, I will be watching your game, man. If I can get it, I'm gonna be watching it because I want to see what you guys bring. A lot of questions, a lot of things up in the air. All I'm doing is broadcasting with my boy. So that's something I'm looking forward to, and seeing the guys from the broadcast and talking to a lot of players as they come through. So it's going to be a great Sunday. Everybody take care of each other, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
Now, don't forget, returning for another season will be the Mizzle Dub Ace and a Recap show. So just also keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. But in addition to that, games starting as early as 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, of course, going until all the way to 10 Pacific with the 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. starts here in Vegas. Keep it locked in on A7FL.TV, and of course, if you want to hear Matt Ryan's commentary, please go to where Matt Ryan is yelling on his YouTube channel, and of course on CSN, and of course catch all the action on A7FL.TV. For our special guest, Keith Salmons, aka RTU, which we appreciate the time as always. For Corey Hammond, for my co-host of the Mizzle and Dub Show, Mizzle, and of course my broadcast colleague in the booth, Chris Vera, I'm Double A. And again, Christmas will be upon us on Sunday. Season 12 finally throws off. The season at last is here. It's time to play some football. And with that said, we'll see you on the other side of the ball. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you on Sunday.